Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Welcome to the lovely London sunshine. I've taken myself away from drinking a few cold beers over there to talk to you guys about Newcastle United as breaking news. Well, breaking, it was this morning. Alexander Isak has turned down a 700 grand a week offer from Saudi Arabia. As well, Lucas Paqueta, everyone remembers that name, is now being touted as available to leave West Ham this summer for just 25 million. I'm going to talk about both of those there. If you would like to see Newcastle go back in for Paqueta at a fee of 25 million, and I appreciate there's been a few ups and downs on his journey at West Ham that we will talk about in a second, but if that is something that you would like to see, drop a like on this video. But we will start off by talking about Mr. Alexander Isak, the man who is headline news and has been every day for the last couple of weeks in reports that essentially he is on his way out of Newcastle United. Yeah, it has been a topsy-turvy, up and down situation with Alexander Isak, and I have to say it has all been played incredibly badly by the club, by Isak, by the agents. Every way this could have been handled, seemingly we have done it the wrong way. Had Isak come out day one and said I wanted to leave on the first day of the summer window, we would have had time, we would have had suitors, we would have had clubs, we could have auctioned him off amongst multiple teams. We're left in a situation now where Arsenal have just bought a new striker, Chelsea have just bought two, Liverpool have just bought Ekatike. One of the outlets that we were potentially looking at is Saudi Arabia. And if he's being offered 700 grand a week and he's turned it down, I back him, to be honest. Fair play. He's in the highlight of his career. Even if he stays at Newcastle, he would be playing Champions League football. Why would he make that move? But the trouble is that if Isak doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, where is he going to go? And I honestly think there is still a potential chance that Isak stays at Newcastle purely down to the reason that we are going to struggle to offload him. If I was Liverpool now, and I'm from the outside in, looking at this situation where they were potentially going to offer 120, and Newcastle said that we're not interested, it has to be at least 150. And those are the reports that at this point where Isak has said that he's injured, Newcastle have said, you're not injured. Isak has gone to training, played 5 minutes. Reports by the Daily Mail, walked off the pitch and said, no, I'm injured. It's bad crack. However, I understand that Isak is upset because the reports are that we promised him a new deal and never gave it to him. So there is poor... Yeah, it's been poor from both sides. I think it's been poor of the club, and I appreciate Isak's upset about that. But the way he has handled it, I have given Isak a lot of the benefit of the doubt, or I've really tried to, because he won us a cup. He got us back in Champions League football. I think we'll always be grateful for that. I think he will be part of the statue outside of St. James's Park with all a big picture, let's go as far as that, of all the players who brought domestic trophy to the club for the first time in 70 years. There's a lot to praise for Alexander Isak, but in a situation like this, it has been handled horribly. The only thing I can say is that his agent in his ear going, look, apparently Liverpool are interested, apparently teams are interested. If you make a move or make yourself a bother, then maybe it's more likely you'll get to leave. Because if he doesn't make a bother, Eddie Howe and Big Yass of the PIF don't want him to leave. So he's trying to make a move to make something happen. But the problem with it all is he's landed himself in a hole now. Because as I say, talking about this yesterday, and I'm kind of moving the same direction myself. A lot of Newcastle fans saying, well, we're kind of tired of this now. If you don't want to be here and you don't want to play for us, then, Alexander Isak celebration. Move on. Let's get the money in. Let's move on with our summer window. Reports are that Wizza is extremely close. Reports are that Newcastle are looking to agree personal terms with Sesko. So players move on all the time. If that's the way it has to be, that's the way it has to be. But I truly struggle with where he would go. Reports are that obviously if Liverpool make a move to sell Diaz, sell Nunes for 40 million, that they can come up with an offer for Alexander Isak. But if I was Liverpool, I would offer 90 million. It'd be like, well, we're the only ones who can afford him, I don't think they even need him. Arsenal have just bought Gyökeres. Chelsea have bought 2 strikers. They've got João Pedro. He's not at the front line of anybody's targets anymore. Had it have been all of those teams, we could have raffled them off and looked to charge whatever we wanted. So we were basically down to the point where it's Liverpool or Saudi Arabia. And if he's turning down 700 grand a week from Saudi Arabia, it's only Liverpool. And if I was them, I wouldn't offer 150 million. But I don't think Newcastle would accept anything less. So now we're actually at a point where I think it may well be that the best situation for everyone is that Alexander Isak does sign a new deal, signs a 250 grand a week deal, give him a release clause of 100 million, and he leaves next summer, the summer that really a lot of us thought that he would leave. But why would Newcastle reward him with 100 grand pay rise when he's behaved in this manner? So it just continues to unravel. It continues to be a problem for us. And how we look to take our next steps is going to be extremely interesting. Because Isak's having, you know, his little wobble. He's not in training. Just looking around for that Liverpool bid. Because nothing's come in. So we're in a situation now where a lot of fans are a little bit fed up. And actually wouldn't mind if he left. But there is no easy access for him to go. So, yeah, thoughts and comments on him declining the 700 grand a week offer from Saudi. I think for us, that was probably, not for the player, but for the football club, was probably one of the better options. Get the money, get him out. And then if he wants to move in January or go on loan or go to Liverpool or do something next summer, then that's absolutely fine. But, yeah, it's turned into a real mess, that one. But is there some silver lining? Is there a player that Newcastle can move for? Because Paqueta is getting linked at a fee of just £25 million from West Ham. And this is just one that I'm talking about. This isn't anyone saying that Newcastle are in for him or that Newcastle are doing something else. But what we do know is Eddie Howe has his list. And Lucas Paqueta was on that list once before. So I would imagine he's still on there now. And at the fee of just 25 million, surely it's a no-brainer. But Lucas Paqueta has had a few ups and downs at West Ham, and we have been stung before by a certain player who may have dabbled in a few little bets. Well, the reports are that Paqueta is or has already been cleared of that, and really has been fairly unsettled since he got to West Ham. Should Bruno give him a little ring? Lucas, you all right? I know we're in a bad way. The reports online aren't looking great for us right now, but come and live with me. Joe Linton's next door. Let's get this party started. And I would absolutely love to see it, to be honest. We need to get a really good lawyer and a hell of a lot of clauses put in. Any misdemeanors, even if he looks at the Ladbrokes, we don't pay him that month. You know, there's got to be I'm being obviously facetious. There's a big word for you. But we have to make sure that it's crystal clear what the rules, regulations, and what we expect from him are. But for 25 million, and I think if Isak were to go, Wizza Sesko, I think that's 2 really good players. I appreciate that they aren't the level of Alexander Isak, but let's pretend, no, last season it was Isak and Wilson. Sesko plus Wizza, yeah. Are the pair of them as good as Isak? I don't know. I was going to say maybe the pair of them are better than Isak and Wilson, but I don't even know at the minute. But surely it's progress. It's players who want to be here, and that's what Newcastle have got to look at. And yeah, I really like the Paqueta one. It's been linked. It hasn't been linked. The reports are that basically West Ham are kind of touting. Does anyone fancy a Paqueta? Hasn't really fit in. Hasn't really worked out. Obviously, the charges and everything have not made his time easy. If Newcastle can be sure, ooh, so my hair goes crazy, that we can make it work, that's a player I would definitely be interested in. If you would like to see Newcastle make a brave move for him, let me know in the comments. All right, gonna go back and sit in the sun, drink a few beers, and try and forget about Alexander Isak just for a few hours, because it's taken over my world. Right, enjoy your weekend, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.